hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is the review recap, y'all, for Tyler Perry Last Strike, Season 4, Episode 2. Okay, The Oval, baby. Honey child, baby, we've been getting into some things in the Oval, all right? Things as crazy as I don't know what. We got people dying, people, you know what I'm saying, that need to be resuscitated, finding out that other people was dead, people getting arrested, people fighting. Child, it's chaos, okay? It is chaos. We know we had a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, got shot up and took out and fighting last week, honey, and it continues today. Of course, we got, Richard fighting for daggone dear life, trying to resuscitate Nancy so the ambulance get there, baby. Then he found out about Barry. Poor Richard, okay. Give Miss Daggone Nosy Neighbor all the awards because she was acting her behind off, all right? She said, that's my neighbor. I'm worried too. I need to know what the heck is going on. Sharon about the daggone loser. They taking her down to the station to find out what is going on. And baby, what is the truth? Because Hunter looked like he was calling her, talking about, oh, you got one man that's arrested and the other one that's damn dead, baby, all right? Was he behind this setup or know about this setup all along? We got Allen getting arrested, his dumb behind sitting here, sitting outside the freaking pharmacy, waiting for, Kareem Cousin to show up, child. Was that a setup this whole time? And we basically got, OVP wife coming and going down, 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 baby. All right, flipping freaking Victoria over this balcony, honey. We is fighting. There's a cat fight going on, y'all. Ow! Okay, they was getting it in. So let's go ahead and get into this episode and take it from the top, child. You know how we do. So, of course, we started out the episode, Richard is trying to freaking get poor Nancy up. He is like, why the heck did you do this? He's trying to resuscitate her. He got 911 on the line, and he is saying, that he does know CPR and that he's doing it now, but he was like, they're going to have to go ahead, and kicking that door, child, because he ain't trying to stop to go downstairs and open it for them. He's saying that she doesn't have a pulse or whatever the case may be. And so they're telling him that the ambulance is on the way. They are en route and that it is probably about maybe, 9 minutes away, I believe they said, right? And so he said he was doing mouth to mouth and he's, really trying his best to go ahead and get her, back to him. And they were saying that chest compression should be good enough. He doesn't have to do the mouth to mouth. And he was like, are you sure? The operator basically tells him, yeah. So he was like, he's doing the best that he can or whatever the case may be. So, he over here asking Richard if he know the song Staying Alive. And he's like, what? What the hell are you talking about? He was like, try to basically time it with that song, the rhythm of that song as you are doing the chest compressions or whatever, right? And he's telling him that he's doing really good. And so, of course, Richard is still asking where's the ambulance. And he's like 9 minutes away. He was like, that's too long. That's basically a lifetime. He said, well, they on their way. They coming, as fast as they can. So he's asking, can they break in the door? And they're basically telling him like, no, normally an ambulance wouldn't do that, but the police would do it. So we could kind of hear them in the background. And as soon as we're hearing them in the background, the operator is saying that he heard them too. And he was like, well, just tell them to break down the door because there's nobody else that could go and open it for them. And he don't want to stop doing the chest compressions. Child, this whole scene was daggone triggering, to be quite honest with y'all, because I've been in that position before where you finding, a loved one and you got to try to go ahead and, make sure that they okay until the ambulance get there, right? But he's doing the right thing. He's doing the best that he can. So, we basically, go from there to them finally getting there or whatever the case may be. And then we see Sharon and Dell's still over here at Kareem house. So he's telling her, don't you say another word, okay? Because she basically started to tell the police, like, listen, when I got here, first of all, he was holding me hostage. I had to fight for my daggone life. Then he was telling me that he killed my ex-boyfriend. And he was like, what? He was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was saying he found my ex-boyfriend dead on the bed. That's more so what he said. He really didn't say he killed him. But of course, the way that everything looked, it looked that way. And so at this point, when the officer is saying, give him a minute, and he walked away, Dell is telling her, don't say nothing else. And he was like, come on, you know that Kareem wouldn't do nothing like that. I know he could be a little over the top sometime. But he was like, this obviously had to come either from the Rockadushis or from the president. This had to be something that they set him up with. And which I don't know why freaking Kareem didn't just think that and freaking call for help. And he probably wouldn't have been in all the situation that he ended up in. But Dell is pretty much on point, because that's exactly what it's looking like what's happening. So Sharon is like, you think so? And he was like, yeah. He was like, doesn't that make more sense? He was like, obviously somebody was trying to set him up. And when she was saying who, of course, that's when he was like, either the president or the Rockadushis or any of these other crazy damn people that we've been getting tied in with. And he was like, Sharon, you know him and you know he wouldn't do that. So she was like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? That she really started to think about it. So now at this point, the officer comes back over and he's basically telling them like, there's nobody here, whatever, right? And of course she's over here like, why aren't they taking him to the hospital? He's like, I don't know. She was like, I can't do this. She's starting to get stressed and hyperventilating and stuff like that. She was saying this is too much. So he was like, listen to me, calm down. Okay, I'm gonna need you to relax, relate, release, breathe. And she was like, I can't. Kareem is right there and they're not taking him to hospital. So he's just telling her it's gonna be okay. And she's saying how she want to get out of there. So now, when the cop came over and was like, there's nobody in the apartment, she's like, yeah, I know that, but I know what he said to me. He said that there was. And so he's like, well, I'm gonna, need to take y'all down to the station. She started asking, are we being arrested? He asked what was her boyfriend's name. And she's like, Barry Holson. And then he's like, when's the last time you spoke to him? And she's saying, I don't know, which I'm sure would be confusing to them, because it's going to be like, well, if that's your boyfriend, how you don't know, when the last time you spoke to them, child. So at this point, he say they both got to go down. And Dale was basically saying like, well, what if I refuse to go? What would happen? And they, saying, honestly, they being nice about it right about now and trying to be courteous or whatever the case may be and giving a polite request. But if you start saying you don't want to go, then that may turn into, a problem. We don't want to complicate things. And so they're just like, come on. And, basically her and Dale is walking out, and then she start yelling and screaming and kind of having a panic attack as they're coming out. Don't want to see Barry still laying there like that, saying, why don't they get him out of here? And also that she want to call his parents. And they're like, well, we're going to keep you updated. Just keep walking, and that you'll be able to do that when you get down to the station. And, they just still keep telling her that it's going to be okay. Child, a hot mess. Okay, y'all hear me? A hot daggone mess. So now, in the meantime, we get to Miss VP wife. She ain't playing no daggone games. He's still over here thinking he cute, playing on the damn phone with Victoria like he ain't got nothing else to do. She telling him to call her or whatever the case may be. And Hunter come walking out the bathroom, and she asking him where he going, and he like, oh, F off. She like, Hunter, I'm serious. Where the hell are you going? He's like, I'm not listening to you. She like, no, yes, you are. Where the hell are you going? He was like, I'm gonna find a whore. What does it matter to you? She was like, you're not leaving this White House. So he's like, yes, I am. Who the hell do you think you are? She was like, I'm the bitch that's keeping you in this White House. So of course he's like, you got the bitch right part. So the bitch right, y'all know what I'm saying, part right. So she's like, well, where the hell are you going? He like, to work. Okay, I'm going to work in the damn Oval. She was like, first of all, you don't do no work, and why the hell would you be going down to do work now dressed like that? She was like, your work is watching porn and chasing whores. So he basically just telling her, shut up. And she's like, well, why the hell are you dressed like that? And he talking about something, I have clothes on, child. So he was just saying to her, like, she said to him, let me tell you one more time, you're not going to leave this house. And he's telling her one more time, okay, that he would do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And, she could go ahead and F off. So she was like, you want me to call my father again? And he was like, what am I, 5? She was like, well, you damn sure act like it or whatever. And he basically was like, look, I know this is a very difficult concept for you to understand, but I will leave the White House, you know what I'm saying, whenever the hell I want to leave. And then, you know, it's nothing that you could do about it or whatever. And she telling him that she's not stupid. And he's basically like, yes, you are. You know, and of course she keeps saying, keep it up, I'm warning you and all of that. And so he was like, well, why don't you just give it a damn rest? And she was like, I can't give it a rest because you won't let me rest. You know what I'm saying? She was like, we need to talk or whatever. And he was like, nah, we don't need to do anything. So of course she's still trying to say, get back here. And damn Hunter is just on his freaking way, okay, to go out and party in the night sky, or at least he think he is. So she go ahead and call up Alonzo and asking him, you know, do you like your daggone penis? Okay, is it in shape? Is it all right? Is it good? And he's like, ma'am, she's like, yeah, how's your penis? And he's like, it's fine, ma'am. She's like, it works good. You like it? He's like, yes, ma'am, you know. So she's basically like, well, I'm going to tell you like this. If you want to continue having it and you like it and you want to keep it and you want it to operate well, then you are going to make sure that my husband did not leave this daggone White House at all. You know what I'm saying? Because if he does, then I'm going to go down there in the kitchen, get a daggone knife, chop your thing off myself, okay, and make sure that you don't have it anymore. And so he's, of course, like, yes, ma'am, and now he's really crazy and nervous or whatever and trying to keep getting Cal on the phone, but Cal is not answering him. And he's like, you know, I don't know what to do because on the one hand, of course, Hunter will be getting on him if he don't hurry up and get him out of there. And then you got Victoria, you know, threatening to basically cut his thing off and have him pissing out of a bag for the rest of his life. And that, you know what I'm saying, he better not try her. And he's telling her that he totally understands. So I said, child, Alonzo, you know, you go from one mess to another, baby. All right. Now, you know, moving on from there, finally they willing, you know what I'm saying, Nancy out, and come to find out these cops is trying to stop him and talk to him or whatever. And Jody's asking what's going on and he's telling her not right now. And then even the damn cops is telling her that she needs to mind her business. And she's like, first of all, that's my neighbor, so it is my business. I want to know what the hell is going on or whatever, right? And then, you know, Richard is telling her, please, Miss Jody, you know what I'm saying, let them talk or whatever. I'm trying to hear what's happening. And so in the midst of this, they say, you know, as he's telling them that he needs to get to the hospital, they like, I understand, sir, but we got to speak to you for a minute. They was like, you know, we weren't called here. We were already coming here because we got something that we need to show you. And they go ahead and pull out these damn items, child, talking about, do you recognize any of them? And he's looking at them and he's like, yeah, that's my son's. He was like, what are you doing with this? So he was like, well, I'm sorry to tell you, sir. And Richard is like, wait, where did you get those from? He was like, I'm sorry, sir, but we found these, you know what I'm saying, with this body and we need you to come and identify them. So he like, what? What? He was like, my son is dead. My son is dead. My son is dead. Are you trying to tell me my son is dead? They was like, yes, sir, it's looking that way, but we need you to come to the station, you know what I'm saying, so we can verify that is, you know what I'm saying, what is going on. That's what we believe. So, of course, he started going all crazy and crying, saying, my son is dead. I said, child, Nancy was trying to tell you, Richard. You know, they telling him to calm down and they saying they need him to come to the station. So here go Jody in the back. Oh, no. You know, they had to go and calm her down, too. So I said, baby, give Jody all the awards, okay? Give her all the awards, all right? She was acting very concerned and crying as well. And so, you know, I just said poor Richard, because he going through this with Nancy. He's trying to figure out what's happening with her and get to the damn hospital with her and see if she could survive this daggone, you know, attempt she done made on her own daggone life, only to find out that she was right about Barry the whole damn time. And I know he gonna be going in on Sam about that. So, child, you know what I'm saying? We got to wait and see what's going to happen with all that stuff, child. Okay, I guess Kareem and his cousin ain't hired Barry as good as they thought they did, because they already done found him. Now, in the meantime, Alan is calling Alonzo, and I was confused with the attitude. I guess he's just so much worried about, you know, what the president gonna say when he come down or whatever, that he kind of just being real rude, real short with Alan. Alan is saying, like, listen, this damn pharmacy is closed. closed. I can't even, you know what I'm saying, get in here to put the stuff back. And he gonna turn around and say to Alan, well, you shouldn't have been going off anyway and taking it back. You should have just left it here with me. Why the hell would he have left all of that there with you, Alonzo? I'm confused. So Alan is basically saying to him, like, well, I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and call back up, you know what I'm saying, Kareem cousin. And he's like, yeah, you do that. You know, he was even saying to him, like, don't give me no attitude. So of course, in between this is when he keeps trying to call damn Cal back, only to not be getting an answer, and got Hunter calling him the same time saying the Oval right now. Then he literally calls him back, must have been from a different number, because Alonzo picking it up all quick and thinking, I guess, that it was probably Cal returning his call, and it was basically Hunter again, like the Oval now. And he's like, yes sir, I'm coming, or whatever, right? And then he's like, when he's leaving the messages to Cal, he's saying how he's left him several messages already and he's not answering. Now in the meantime, we seeing you know, Max and daggone child, I don't know, forgot his freaking name, y'all. Give me a minute, it's gonna come back to me. We seeing them riding in the car, whatever the case may be, and he's asking him, like, Sam, child, all right, Sam. He's asking him what's going on, you know what I'm saying, what's the plan, where exactly are we going to? And he's letting him know, like, all right, well, you know, we are going to make sure that this damn president's son is safe, because obviously they trying to kill him. And Max is like, well, what are you talking about? The damn president's son is dead. And he's like, well, no, actually he's not. And so he was like, so basically, you know what I'm saying, we going up against our own people. And Sam was like, nah, we ain't going up against our own people. We are going up against who is against us. So he like, all right, yeah, I'm down. That's what I'm talking about. He was like, yeah, and Kyle is in the mix of this. So he was like, you know, just let me know, is it going to be okay if I want to go ahead and take Kyle out while we on this mission? And he like, shoot, knock yourself out. I ain't going to stand in your way. And he basically was like, Sam, you don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that, okay? I am ready and down and willing and waiting, okay? So then he started talking about, you know, what's the artillery that we working with. And Sam is like, go ahead and look in the back. Everything is back there. And then, you know, freaking Max acting like a kid in the damn candy store, child. Like he hit the jackpot and he like, woo-wee, okay, yes. So then Sam was like, you know, so this is really personal with you and daggone Cal. And you just basically more so concerned about getting him. And he's like, huh? And Sam is just like, never mind. And he looking at him. You know, I was kind of expecting for Max to be like, well, why don't we call up Bobby? We gonna need some more backup. But he didn't. Now, in the meantime, as they continue to try to get over there, we got Hunter in here, child, over here jamming, okay? He having a party all by himself, honey, party, party, party. He drinking, he snorting, he having a funky good time. And when, you know, Alonzo finally bring his behind in the Oval, he got this funky wig that he throwing over to Alonzo and telling him to put on his head, child. I don't even know where the hell they found that wig at. And Alonzo got it basically, you know, side child hanging to the side on his head, looking a hot daggone mess. And, you know, Hunter just getting a big old kick out of that and just dying laughing and saying that he's going to have to wear that in order for them to go out. And so he's like, you know, you ready? Come on, let's go. What is the hold up, you know what I'm saying, while we still here? And Alonzo basically is telling him that it's still going to take a little minute for them to get it together. Give him a couple more minutes because they get in the car ready or whatever have you, you know what I'm saying? But he got everything set up and there's not going to be no problem. Yeah, they could go out. And he's like, sir, do I really have to keep this on my head? He just looking so miserable standing there with that daggone thing. And right. And so Hunter telling him how he looked like a Dominican rooster. And he was like, you know, saying sorry. He like, don't worry about it. I like Dominican roosters and I like Dominican chicks too, and black chicks and Asian chicks and white chicks. Okay, I like them all. I'm kind of random with it, all right. So I said, child, whatever. You know, I like exotic chicks and all that. It is what it is. And so, you know, here go you know, Alonzo trying to take his drink from him. And he like, I'm not driving. I'm good. He was like, and this stuff is fantastic. He says, so, you know what I'm saying? Let's get up out of here. But of course, this is when, you know, he's saying, give me more time. I'm trying to get everything in order. It'll only be a minute. And he was like, sir, do I really have to continue to wear this wig? And he was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I just really wanted you to put it on for me. And then, of course, Alonzo talking about it's pretty funny. And he was like, yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? You could take it off because security ain't gonna let you through with that ridiculous wig on or whatever the case may be. Anyway, it was just for his amusement. So Alonzo's crazy happy, you know what I'm saying, to take it off or whatever. He was like, yeah, you look ridiculous, but come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Get a move on it or whatever, right? And, he was asking him if he gonna wear the wig, and he like, I think so, and basically swinging it around or whatever. So Alonzo walks back out, and he busy dancing and still drinking or whatever the case may be, and takes another snort of the stuff and still basically saying how damn good it is, child. So moving on from there, Sharon and Zell is sitting at the precinct now, when she's just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? What is going on? Why do they just got us sitting here waiting like this or whatever, right? And he's like, I don't know. And, she was just like, I can't believe this is happening or whatever, right? And then Zell is like, neither can I. And she was like, I hope Kareem is okay. She was like, I hope this is all just, you know what I'm saying, one big misunderstanding or whatever. So he's like, yeah, me too. So all of a sudden her phone starts buzzing and she's answering it. And I don't know how she automatically recognized damn Hunter's voice or whatever. But she answers it and he's basically like, oh, so are you ready to go on that date with me now? You know what I'm saying? She's like, hello. And he's like, hi. And she was like, what the hell do you want? And he was like, I wanted to see you. And so she's like, no, you cannot see me. I'm not seeing you. That's a no for me. And he's like, yes, you are. And she's like, no, I'm not. So she was like, listen, I can't do this. This is a horrible time. And he was like, I bet I can. She was like, no, you can't. So he was like, tell me why I can't. She was like, listen, this is not a good time. Like, please leave me alone. And he was like, why is that? She was like, I gotta go. He was like, because both of your boyfriends is dead, or wait a minute, one is in jail for killing the other one. So she was like, what did you say? She was like, what did you say? Excuse me? So I'm like, so did Hunter put them up to it, or Hunter's just, got people that's always watching, and so they already knew the whole scenario of what what happened with Kareem Barry? Like, I was confused with that part, but okay. So then she's just like, oh my God. So of course this is making her kind of believe and listen to what Zell is saying even more, because what's the chances that he gonna be calling right behind and telling her that, you know what I'm saying, one is dead and one is in damn jail? Or both could be possibly dead at this point, right? And whatever the case may be. So therefore, all of them is out the way. So she should be able to go on her damn date with him. Now, in the meantime, Hunter over here saying that this desk, all right, and I guess all that sniff, sniff, sniff done freaking finally damn kicked in, child. And he started talking about some, whoa, I'm feeling a little funny. Alonzo, you know what I'm saying? Where art thou? Okay, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You may want to go ahead and call up Victoria, okay? And then he ended up passing out on the damn floor, child. So I was assuming that one of them was going to end up walking back in and finding him passed out on the damn floor, right? When we seen the guy coming upstairs to Victoria at first, I thought that's what he was coming to tell her. And I'm like, well, where the hell did Alonzo disappear to? I guess he's still supposed to be out there calling Kyle over and over and over. But in the meantime, Kyle is sitting up in the damn car, okay? And one of the other agents is getting in the car and telling him, like, yeah, that's them. They definitely in there. And, you know what I'm saying, he ready to go or whatever have you. But, of course, Kyle was still trying to be, mindful and watching close. And, you know what I'm saying, trying to see what's what first before he go in. Which I was surprised that for once Kyle is actually being the level-headed one that's saying he don't want to have no other repercussions. And, you know what I'm saying, he want to make sure that they get in the right target and all of that stuff. Because we know usually Kyle is the hothead that's ready to just race Indy. And I could have sworn they was already sending them in from before. But apparently they only sent them just to take a quick, peekaboo. So he telling him, like, I got him. And she was like, he tells him, if you lose him, he was like, nah, I want him. So trust me, I'm going to get him. And he's like, okay. So he basically was like, everything is in. And then Kyle was still saying he need a confirmation. He's like, sir, he was like, I need a confirmation. He was like, I'm 99% sure it's them. So he's like, well, why don't you go knock on the front door? And he was like, sir, and he's like, if you so damn sure, then go knock on the door. It shouldn't be a problem or whatever the case may be. And so he was like, I'm sorry or whatever. And then, Kyle was basically just like, excuse me, y'all. Oh, God, excuse me. He was like, nobody's been in and out. There's been no movements or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And they pretty much been at it all day, 12 hours or whatever at this point. And so he was like, well, okay. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. So he was like, did you hear a noise? And he was like, looking to see if it's anybody else, what I'm saying, on either sides of them or behind them. Then they like, nah, they good. So he said, well, what I'm saying, what do you want to do? And Cal was basically like, well, just go ahead or whatever the case may be. It's time to end this shit. So now at this point, they saying, what I'm saying, yes, sir, they gonna go ahead and go in and get it over with and smoke them out. So, you have Jason and David inside the cabin, and them basically saying, Jason is like, trust me, I know how my father worked. These is his people. He done sent them in. He was like, what's the plan? How we gonna get out of here? Whatever. Because David was saying that they need to move, and he was like, you sure is your father? And Jason is pretty much like, yeah, I know how my father works or whatever the case may be. Listen to me. He was like, he gonna have them come in. And it was like, as soon as he said that, they was basically, of course, going to throw these fire bombs in or whatever and smoke them out. And at the same time, what I'm saying, like, they crashed and started doing that, just as Jason was saying that, we're on, because David was telling him we're on our own and we should go right now. And he was like, kid, I don't got time to argue with you. He was like, I need to see how many of them are and I need to ID them or whatever. And he was like, game time, we gotta go. So they put these gas masks on their face or whatever. And at the same time that they throwing the stuff in, he's like, do you know how to ride a dirt bike or whatever the case may be? And we see this bike come flying out of the daggone cabin and they are basically shooting after it. And then it looks like they hit one of them. And, you know what I'm saying? Then the rest of them just, go chasing after them or whatever, right? And so I couldn't tell or whatever. I'm like, was that David that was on the back that ends up getting shot? I really couldn't see it clearly. But basically the one that was on the back or whatever, I know it wasn't Jason because the person had a daggone bull head or whatever the case may be. They took that mask off and that person was laying there, but the other person was still able to get away. So then we see Alan, like, he had called up Kareem's cousin or whatever, and he had told him he was on his way there to stay there because he's like, I'm here with the stuff. Once, he saw that the pharmacy was closed and he called Alonzo with the attitude and all that. And he had told him he was on his way. So we see this guy coming up to the car talking about some, do you want to freaking, have the windshield wiped or whatever, washed. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I don't need anything. So then he's basically, still coming up on the car and all of that. Alan gets out the car and is like, yo, what, buddy, what are you doing? So then he's telling him to put his hands up. And he was like, what, you robbing me? You robbing me? And like, I don't got nothing for you to take. And the guy's like, nah, I'm not robbing you. He's like, turn around. You being arrested. And all of a sudden, all these other cops start coming. And Alan's still telling him, like, you're making a mistake. You're making a mistake. And he was like, yeah. He was like, really? We've been watching this pharmacy for a couple of months now. We know, the stuff that's going in and out or whatever. And he was like, you gonna tell me it's not nothing in those bags? And so then Alan is basically just keep telling them, like, you got the wrong guy and that's not mine. You're making a big mistake, buddy. You're gonna regret this. And he was like, yeah, we gonna look in those bags and we ain't gonna see no fentanyl. He was like, we'd have been having all these people, basically dying out here with this fentanyl or whatever the case may be. And Alan keeps saying, you got the wrong guy, didn't do anything. So I said, child, Alan, this was not the time for you to be going in, honey, because they done set you up. So now by the time Sam and Max get to the cabin, they are not seeing anything, but they are seeing, the tracks. They just see, the cabin is on fire. So Sam is like, well, thank God, most likely they was able to get out of here, on time and they will be okay or whatever the case may be, child. And he ends up seeing a text and, Max keeps asking him if everything's okay. And he was like, look at me, look at me, look at me. And Sam is saying, yeah, it's all good. but you could see the worry all over his face. So I don't know if this is a text from, Richard pertaining to the hospital, or pertaining to him finding out that Barry is dead, or if he's getting some other information from somewhere about it. But you could definitely see that he was distressed, but at the same time didn't want to tell, Max, and basically is telling him that everything is okay. Now, moving on from that, child, we basically had, Victoria walking out and asking why they coming to get her. And I'm thinking they coming to get her because, they see something with Hunter. But no, baby, they said, the VP wife is here, okay? She said you invited her and you know that she was coming. So she like, all right, send her up, whatever. What this bitch want, you know what I'm saying? Because she was like, no, I didn't. What the heck you mean? She was like, what is she up to? So she basically come upstairs and she like, girl, what the heck are you doing here? I thought we were supposed to be meeting for tomorrow morning or whatever the case may be, or tomorrow for lunch or whatever. And she was like, yeah, I changed my mind. They couldn't wait. I needed to come sooner than that. So of course Victoria's like, okay, girl, and what the hell, you know what I'm saying? Do you want, get to it? I ain't got all damn night. Like, you know what I'm saying? What the hell is your point? And so VP wife, child, I tell you, it's like she got sense and don't got sense at the same damn time. She talking about, Victoria, I know what you up to. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you trying to set my husband up with something. She was like, I know y'all been speaking on the phone and there's been phone calls coming in from the White House or whatever the case may be. And I also know that you have went to see him. So she's like, okay, and girl, she was like, what is your point? What is it? So she keep asking her what she up to. And she was like, I'm sorry, girl. Like, what is this? She was like, and what is that foundation? And oh God, you looking real plain because baby girl came dressed ready to fight, okay? And all black like the homies, okay? So she keeps telling her about how she heard a woman voice and she knows she got something to do with it. And she's more so looking at it like Victoria's trying to set him up with some other chick. And she's like, who is she, Victoria? And she was like, I don't know what the hell you talking about. And she was like, see, I know you're kind. Okay, this is what VP wife was saying. You jealous because my husband loves me and he wants to be faithful to me. So a woman like you would basically flirt with him and, you know what I'm saying, try to get with him or whatever. I know that y'all kind of bitches, okay? I'm used to the crap that y'all come with and all of that. And she was like, girl, you need to be talking to your husband. She was like, no, honey, I'm here and I'm talking to you, okay? So she keeps telling her, Simone, baby, you are barking up the wrong tree. And she's basically like, no, I know you went to his office. And Victoria's like, and she was like, and you trying to set something up. So Victoria's like, oh my God, you are working my nerves, girl. So Simone was like, well, you been working mine, okay? I'm done and over your ass at this point, right? And so she was like, girl, I'm warning you one more time. Okay, Victoria told her, you need to leave, honey. You need to get the heck up out of here and get up out of my face. And so, Simone over here talking about your daughter's gone, your son has died, and now you trying to break up my family. And she was like, break up, girl. It ain't nothing to break up because it wasn't there. She was like, you really don't know what the hell you talking about. And as I said, you need to talk to your husband. So she was like, Simone telling her, you so stupid. Whatever plan you got ain't gonna work. Okay, you jealous because my man love me and yours don't love you. You know what I'm saying? And so Victoria's still telling her, like, I'm under a lot of stress. So I suggest you leave now. You get up out my face. Or I'm gonna put your head through that wall. So she was like, Simone said, bitch, I wish you would touch me. Okay, come on and try it. I said, Lord of mercy, fight, 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 fight. Okay, so Victoria was like, listen, I'm tired of you, get up out of my face. And she was like, Simone told her, I know you went after, what's her name? Scylla's husband or whatever, but I ain't playing that over here. She was like, I know a hood rat from the gutter when I see one, all right? She tried to quote Mary Alice on her. So I said, uh-oh, those are fighting words. So she was like, my husband may be naive, but I am not. And so she was like, this is my final warning to you. And Victoria was like, girl, nobody's scared of you, honey. She was like, I don't like warnings or whatever, right? And so she talking about call off the whore. So Victoria said, I am the whore. She said, what? She was like, yeah, I am the whore. And Simone talking about, see, this is what I'm talking about. And Victoria was like, what, dear? She was like, because you trying to lie and manipulate me and play games with me now and make me jealous. She was like, darling, no. She was like, we've been bumping and grinding ever since the campaign started, okay? I know how the marks look in between his damn thighs. I done kissed on those. I know how he climaxes with his little whimper that he do, okay? And the faces that he make. And Simone still like, you lying. She like, no, I'm not, girl. She told her husband would never sleep with her. She said, baby, he would, and he has, and he did, okay? And so he got that birthmark in his inner thigh, and I've licked it a few times or whatever the case may be. And so, she was like, and he got a nice package to go along with it, and I have enjoyed it very much. It kind of shifts to the left. I said, ooh, girl. So, she keeps telling Victoria to stop it now at this point. And she was like, well, what else do you want to know? You came over here so you can know things. She was like, baby, he likes to hold me down so I can scream his damn name. Okay, do he do that to you? So Simone steadily telling her, I'm saying, she's a liar. And she's like, did I strike a nerve? She was like, and does he do that to you? So she's telling, Victoria to shut up at this point. She's like, just shut up, just shut up. She was like, baby, and he like it in the steam room. So she started to tell her, like, they even had sex after she was 6 months pregnant. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about the hysterectomy. I said, ooh, baby, we going low. Okay, how low can you go? And going to talk about, I'm sorry that you had these miscarriages or whatever, but I know how to help him and I know how to make him feel good, and that's the kind of stuff that he likes to talk about, pillow talk about or whatever, and it's really amazing. And she was like, do you still got that little odor you got, baby, or has it cleared up? Because that's why he don't like to go down on you. I said, damn, what the hell kind of mess is this? Okay. So she keeps telling her, bitch, shut up, bitch, shut up, bitch, shut up, baby. They start bumping, bump, 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 bump. All right. And it was on and popping. They fighting. She like, get off of me, throwing her on the damn floor. So now for a minute, Victoria kind of had the upper hand and was saying, you come up in my damn house. And the next thing you know, VP, Miss Sapone, okay, wife, bap, 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 flips her over and got on top of Victoria and was giving her the little 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 checker. And then Victoria got up and started kicking her, kicking her, kicking her, kicking her. And then they both was up fighting, honey, and went over the damn rail, child, and it went off. Okay. So y'all put it in the comments. What did y'all think about this daggone episode, honey? What do y'all think is going down? Whew, this was a lot, y'all. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You know what I'm saying? What is your score? All that good stuff. Let's discuss it. Anything that I left out, let's talk about it in the comments. Make sure that you let me know you came by. Like, comment, share, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. If you are so inclined, give me a wave. Let me know you came by, y'all. Put some flames up in the sky. Till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.